Welcome to Seller Sessions. I am your host today, Sharon Evan, and in today's podcast or video, we will be speaking about knowing your buyer avatar. Now, on Seller Sessions, Danny has covered this with various different copywriters and marketers, but no one's really done like a tutorial explaining it in depth. And I created this worksheet, I think about a year and a half ago, and I made a video for this for my YouTube channel. I changed it up a little bit and added a few more things that I've learned along the way since the beginning when I first made this worksheet. So in today, we're going to be going through my exact worksheet that I go through when I am trying to learn more about a buyer avatar for a specific product. Now, the reason also that I really wanted to do this and sort of do my version of this, even though it's been spoken about on the podcast in the past, is because first of all, it's different from different people, right? It's got to be different the way that I do it compared to someone else. And second of all, because I work with a lot of sellers, I get to see a lot of products, and it's amazing to me the amount of people who like miss this step of going through and really understand who it is they're selling a product to. So we're going to get into it. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I will include in the show notes a link where you can open this up and go through it yourself. And if you're watching this, you'll see it in the show notes or the description of the video. What you will need to do is you'll need to click on it, and then it will open up a Google Doc. And you just need to go to File and Make a Copy, or to download it. It'll be a link to a Google Doc. All right, so let's get into it. Let me move myself over here. Identifying your buyer avatar is a crucial part of product development and an absolutely necessary step. Knowing as much as possible about your potential buyer will allow you to understand the important features of your product. So understanding the features that are important to the buyer, and make sure that you implement them into the product. So when you understand who your buyer is, you're going to understand what features are then important for that specific buyer. So you'll understand what features you absolutely must have in your product when you're developing the product. And you'll also understand what features are extremely important to make sure that you have in your images for the product as well. And then that leads me to images to use. So understanding where the product is being used, how they're using it, will help you to know what types of images you need to have in your product listing as well, so that you can implant the product in the buyer's mind, and also to make sure that you're showing them the features that are important to them as well. Knowing who your buyer is will also help you when it comes to keyword research. So by knowing your buyers in depth, you will know how they use the product, which will also lead you to a range of keywords that you otherwise may not have known about. So I have my own keyword research methods that I do that are with a lot of buying intent behind them. I know a lot of gurus, or whatever you want to call it, out there that teach keywords. It's all only about, the best sellers and what their keywords are. And not that many people that I know of go in depth to understanding, like, apart from the money generating keywords, also the really buying intent keywords as well. So sometimes by understanding a feature, it will help you to identify keywords. So for example, I'm not going to say what the product is, but I was recently on a call with a couple that they were selling a product that is a product that if somebody doesn't have a certain feature in their car, then they would need their product. Okay. And then we identified that by identifying this of the product, like that this feature is usually bought by people that don't have the specific thing in their car, we then identified certain types of cars that didn't have these. Okay, so let's just say a certain type of Toyota car, for example. and that people are actually searching for this product for X Toyota car. Okay, so knowing as much as possible about the buyer avatar will also help you to figure out certain keywords that, using other methods that are really just about the product and not really about the buyer avatar, may have not led you to those keywords. Social media. By understanding your buyer avatar, your research is going to help you to understand where your buyers hang out. Not every product makes sense to be marketed on TikTok. Not every product makes sense to be targeted on Facebook. Other products may make more sense to be on Pinterest. Okay, so when you understand who your buyer is, you will understand where they hang out, and then you'll know how you can also market your product outside of Amazon as well, and where to find your products, where to find your buyers outside of Amazon as well. So I'm going to go through my 11 questions, and then I'm going to go in depth into each one and explain to you why I ask those questions. So the first question is, who buys this product? What is important to them? What are their needs? What problems of theirs am I solving? What are the buyer's pain points? How do they use this product? Where do they use this product? Who am I pricing this product to? Where else are they buying this product? What questions are they asking about this product? And what keywords are they using in order to find this on Amazon and off Amazon? Now we've gone through that, we're going to start to, I'm going to go through each question and tell you what we learn about the product by knowing these things. Hold on, how do I scroll down a little bit? Okay, questions. 1, who buys this product? So is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it unisex? Is it seniors? Are they babies? Is it pet owners? Is it mothers? Are they wives? Is it grandfathers, etc.? To answer this will help you to identify your marketing strategy, in which will help you to also strategize your actual product look, the feel, the branding, the color scheme, the bundle, the packaging, etc. So for example, if I want to sell slime, so let's just say a slime kit, it's made for little girls. So girls, let's just say, well, it's not, it's made for boys and girls. Let's say I want to sell a slime kit that is with pink and purpley and unicorny colors, okay, and it's made for little girls. So maybe made for little girls, but it's usually their mothers. The ones that are buying the product are usually the mothers. I'm essentially marketing the product to the parent and not to the child. This helps me to then understand how to make sure that this helps me to understand that I want to make sure the product is super, super cute and obviously something that the little girl would want to play with, but also I want to make sure that I include how the slime will also help the kids with stress relief, make sure that they understand that it's a safe product, that is something that is important to the actual buyer, right? The parent. It's important to them that they're buying a product that is safe for the child. So I want to make sure that I'm telling them that the product is also safe, that it's a perfect gift, etc. This can already help me to visualize what the bundle needs to look like and what my images need to look like. So what I'm saying here is we need to understand who is the buyer who buys this product, and then also who is the receiver who actually receives the product. What you need to sometimes show is in your images, 2 different things. One, you need to show what the product's going to look like for the end receiver of the product, and how this is helping the buyer, the person that's buying the product as well. We'll go into that in a few different places here, but this is something that a lot of people miss out on. A lot of people don't understand that there may be a difference between the end receiver and the buyer of the product, especially if the product is something extremely giftable, right? So let's just say a kids Montessori product, right? The product needs to be obviously made for the child, and the child needs to obviously want to play with it or be educated, whatever it is. But it's usually a mom or a parent, I shouldn't say mom, a parent that cares about Montessori is usually the type of parent that is buying that type of product. So what do I need to then show them in the images, as well as make sure that I'm making the right product for the end receiver, which is the child as well. I hope that I explained that well. What is important to them is question number 2. If you know what is important to the buyer, then this will help you to understand what should be improved, included, removed, what kind of material should be used, etc. So you can find this out by reading your competitors' reviews, reading reviews off of Amazon, so on competitors' websites, on Etsy, eBay, Walmart, etc. Reading blogs about it, looking at what people have to say about it on social media like Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook groups, etc. Reading questions that shoppers have asked on competitors' listings as well. Use Pick Food, ask questions, use Answer the Public. Look for longer tail keywords like craft kit for kids with wood glue. So for example, if I want to sell a DIY bird's house for kids crafts, I can go and read reviews on Amazon and will find the following is important to them: quality, wood glue rather than white Elmer's glue, that there will be enough paint in the kit, the holes are in the correct places, clear and simple instructions. This already helps me to create a better kit than most, as I've taken the time to actually listen to what the buyers want. So when you understand what is important to your buyer, you'll then understand what you need to make sure that you have in your kit as your product features, etc. And you'll also understand what is not very important as well. If you're seeing, let's just say if you're thinking about creating a certain bundle. Before I explain that, let me explain why I'm even saying this. Sometimes someone will tell me, well, I did this differentiation. And then I say, okay, excellent, but do the buyers care about it? Like, do they want that differentiation? Sometimes you may think of a differentiation point and it actually has nothing to do with the product. And this actually happens quite often. Everything that I'm saying here, it's things that are beyond just me living in the bubble of my own strategies with my own products. This is a lot of working with sellers and being shown so many different types of products, amazing products, and also products when you're like, what were you actually thinking here? You didn't even understand the product. So yeah, that's the what's important part. So we understand what's important to them, but then we also need to understand what their needs are. So the difference between a want and a need is the difference between a want and a need is 100% necessary, and a need is 100% necessary, and a want is not necessary, but rather an actual option. If you understand what a buyer's need is, this can help you to create the best product there is, and I will use a pretty generic product as example. You can see I'm having difficulty reading my own stuff. Again, if you understand what a buyer's need is, this will help you to create the best product there is. And let's use a generic product as an example. A Perry bottle. So if you don't know what a Perry bottle is, I will quickly go into Amazon and show you what it is. Let's go into Amazon. Let's change this to 90210 and let's put in Perry bottle. Perry bottle. This is a Perry bottle. Okay, it's a bottle that you put water on it, has a long nozzle, go like this. It's basically a portable bidet. That's what it is. A portable bidet that I am targeting as a Perry bottle to a woman only. So let me explain this. A Perry bottle is technically a portable bidet. A portable bidet basically that is being repurposed to women after they've given birth. Okay, so it's a product that it's the exact same product that is sold as a portable bidet. Now, just instead of being sold to everyone that uses a portable bidet, focusing specifically on women after they've given birth and they need a Perry bottle. That's what it is. So who buys this product? It's usually a woman who has just given birth and has stitches down there. A husband or a partner who has been sent to buy this for his wife or partner who has just given birth. A mother or mother-in-law buying this for her daughter who has recently given birth, and they're buying it as a gift. I know that it is important to the buyer that there will be a long enough nozzle, that there's a gentle spray power, added control when spraying, that it does not leak, and it's easy to take in a bag, and that it's giftable as well. The above are wants, but here are their needs. They need this bottle as they are in pain and they cannot wipe, and it soothes their area. They receive a free squeeze-like bottle similar to a ketchup bottle in hospital. So why do they need to go out and buy this bottle? They need this because A, it's going to be targeting in a specific area. So it's targeted to an exact area because it's got that long nozzle. It's targeting an exact area compared to what they're given in the hospital. They need to reach from a distance because they can't reach that exact area. They need for it to be portable. They need to use it they need for it to be easy to use with one hand. They need for it to have a gentle wash, and they need for it to be affordable. Okay, so sometimes there is a difference between what they want and what they need, and you need to make sure that you understand the difference between that as well. These needs help to make sure that my design is manufactured in a way that I'm answering these needs. 4, what problem am I solving? I'm talking so fast, I need some water. All right. When you know what problem you're helping to solve, this helps you to not only understand the product so that you can source it correctly, but it also helps you to visualize in advance what your listing needs to look like. What is important to tell the buyer through the images, and ultimately will help you to create the right product for the right purpose to the right buyer. Again, we want to create the right product for the right purpose and sell it to the right buyer. For example, if I want to sell a boxing bag in a bundle together with gloves, with a glove kit as well, so a boxing bag with gloves for kids specifically, after doing a lot of research through Google, blog reading, Amazon review reading, etc., I've identified that I'm solving the following problems. A, I'm helping kids to take their aggression out on a bag instead of a person. B, training if they are a martial artist. C, stress relief. D, exercise. E, self-confidence. And F, the bundle saves money and time needed to shop for both products separately. During my problem-solving research, I have discovered that the boxing bag needs to be pumped by air. Now, anyone who is a martial artist, because I'm an ex-martial artist, may be tipping over right now being like, why does it need to be pumped by air? This is a boxing bag for kids, not the ones that are filled with sand. These are inflatable boxing bags for kids because it's just like, it doesn't need to be a full-on, huge product that's really expensive. It's inflatable, so it comes in a much smaller packaging. It's easier to ship, doesn't cost as much. That's, I'm guessing, why the person that invented an inflatable boxing bag, it made it inflatable, because if it's not inflatable, honestly, it's like a piece of shit. No adult can use it. Anyway, I've realized that the product needs to be pumped by air. So adding a pump would solve the problem of one needing to go out and buy this separately. With this information, together with the rest of information that I already know, I now have the tools needed to A, create an even more perfect bundle. My original idea was, this is like not a product that I'm saying anyone should do. These are just examples. So if my original idea was a boxing bag with gloves, I now am thinking more about a boxing bag with gloves and a pump, right? And now they have everything that they need. So create the perfect bundle. B, enough knowledge to know how I should market the product, images-wise. I know what my USP, unique selling point, is. I know what type of longer tails I may target. So for example, kids boxing bag with pub set, rather than just kids boxing bag, because I've got that extra thing in the product as well. So when you understand what problem you're solving, A, it's going to help you to make sure that you know exactly what type of images to make sure that you have. And honestly, this is one of the most important reasons, because when you're solving a problem and you're not telling them in your images that you're solving a problem, that's a big problem, right? And this may sound like a no-brainer, but the amount of people that I've seen their product listing and I'm like, dude, you don't even show them this feature that you're solving, like this problem that they have. I had a coaching call the other day, and this person had this extra feature in this bag that they were selling, but it was nowhere in their images were they showing this extra feature, right? And that's like a stupid thing to do. So make sure that you understand what problems you're solving for the buyer avatar, or for the buyer, or for the receiver of the product, and make sure you have that in their images, right? If you're solving a problem by the fact that, hey, I've made this bundle, you don't need to go buy each of these separately, make sure that they know that it's like a one-stop shop bundle, etc. Whatever else, you get my point. What are their pain points? If you understand the buyer's, not only the receiver's pain points, this can help you to create the perfect product together with a perfect marketing strategy, and it will also help you to differentiate. So for example, kids aqua doodle mat. Okay, it's basically like this mat that very saturated product that kids can like, they have like these pens, and they put the pen in like water, and then they draw on this mat, and then suddenly you see what they've drawn. The buyer is usually either a parent or someone that's giving this product as a gift. The pain points for the parents would be the following. A, they don't want mess. Parents want to buy this as a normal coloring mat, maybe way too messy, and the aqua doodle mat is not. B, it's easy to travel. Parents' pain points when traveling. What will the kids do? The doodle mat is portable and is portable and easy to quickly put water in the pen, and that's it. Some peace and quiet. Parents want some peace and quiet, and if the child is playing with the doodle mat, they may get a few minutes of quiet as the child is busy using it. D, if one is buying this as a gift, the pain point is that they do not know what to buy, and they need something that is giftable, safe, and age appropriate, etc. Now that I know the pain points, I know what I need to include in the lifestyle images. So for example, I'll show that the product is giftable, that it's easy to use, that it's portable, and I may have a lifestyle image of a parent enjoying quiet time on the couch while the child is on the carpet using this product, which is a mess-free product. This also helps me to think about how the product should be packaged and what is important to include in the bundle, and maybe more than one pen so it can solve the issue of multiple kids. Okay, so when you understand when you understand what their pain points are, it's going to help you to then identify exactly what needs to be a part of the product, and also how to show this in the images. Remember that images, I don't know the exact number, but I would say that your images are probably like 80% of the buying decision. You want them to know whatever it is that you want them to know about your product. If it's not in your images, don't count on it that they're going to know. So if you've got a product that you know that the person who buys the product is not the person that receives the product. So if it's a parent, for example, make sure that you show them how you're also solving their problem, right? As a parent. So we know that this is a great product that if you look at the reviews of aqua doodle mats, so many parents will type in things like that they love this product because it's mess free. So make sure you have an image of like what their life looked like before, when it was like fully messy and paint on the walls and no chaos, compared to this, kid sitting on a carpet with all these different pens, no mess at all, and a parent in the background on the couch reading a book, right? For example. That was like an example, but I could give you a million different examples. And this may sound like a no-brainer to some people, but a lot of people don't do this. How do they use the product? If you understand how the buyer uses a product, you can understand what material they need, what the quality needs to be like, what differentiation point you need, marketing strategy, instructions, etc. to use. First example, a coaster for wine glasses specifically. A wine glass coaster will be placed on a surface used to hold a glass of wine, either for the buyer, either as a gift, and may also be served for guests to use. Therefore, it must be absorbent, flat, the right size, look to fit the target buyer. So if it is for a boho decor, then it needs to look the part, packaged to be gifted, etc. Second example, a jade roller, super saturated product, will be used to relax, to smoothen the skin, and eliminate headaches. It will be rolled back and forth to the person's skin. Therefore, it needs to not be squeaky. It needs to be smooth. The rollers need to not fall out of place. It needs to be durable if it falls, etc. That was for how do they use the product. So understanding how they use the product. Gotta take another sip of water quickly. Understanding how they use the product will help you with a few different things. Number one, knowing what is important. So for example, in the jade roller example, they use this product by going up and down, right? So not only does it need to be smooth and all of that, but it's also supposed to be something that is relaxing. If you've made a jade roller, which does exactly what it needs to do as it's going up and down, but it squeaks, it's like creating another problem. So you solved one problem, that it's like smoothing the skin, which is a load of crap, but whatever. Okay, it's doing what it's supposed to do. But now you've added another problem because instead of relaxing them, it's making them angry because it's squeaky. So also understand how they use the product, get samples, use the product yourself. And when you use the product yourself, you'll also identify, also you can do this by reading reviews as well. But when you actually use the product yourself, you're going to understand what are certain things that are important that the product does when they're using it, what you could add to it, and also make lifestyle images of that product being used for that specific purpose as well. Hope that made sense. Where do they use this product? Knowing where the buyer will be using the product will help with multiple things. One, understanding what features the product should have. For example, if it's portable, so they can take it around easily with them. Or have a extra bag, so they can put the, like a travel bag, they put the product in the travel bag. Understanding what types of images or videos they need to have in your listing. Creating a collage, for example, with a product being used in these places. So for example, if you have created a certain decor product that can be used or makes sense for both the bathroom, the living room, a home office, and the hallway. Okay, so you would have a collage showing the product physically being used or photoshopped in, if it's really high quality Photoshop, in these different places, so that you can implant the product being used in that environment in your buyer's like mind. Okay, so for example, if you're selling an exercise product and you know that buyers use it both in their house, outside, in the gym, and obviously they need to put it in their car to get to there, that you would then have the product on the background in their house, in the outdoors, in the gym, and also showing it in the portable bag that you include in the car, for example. So when you understand where they use the product, you'll then understand what types of images you also need to make sure showing the product in that environment. Hope I made sense explaining that. Keywords. When you understand where they use the product, you'll also find keywords that will help you to identify certain keywords that you may have missed out on. So for example, a cooler bag for a pool party. Okay, I swear there's probably like no such keyword. I made that up when I did this. But if your product is being used in a certain place, then there may be keywords around that people that don't really do this, a lot of people don't go through this process. A lot of people just find a product, put their logo on it, send it into Amazon, which is very like 2016, 17, 18. We're not there anymore. We're in a totally different Amazon today, that if you don't do this, you won't last very long, in my experience and in my opinion, of course. So not everyone does this. Not everyone will sit down and understand the features of their product, where the product is being used, etc. Therefore, they may not even reach certain keywords that they could have gotten the product. So I once had a coaching call with a person who was selling a very specific type of bag for a specific purpose. And by going through all the features of the product, I'm going off track for a second, but good lesson here. By going through all the features of the product, we also identified that there is a whole other niche where we can also repurpose the product for this whole other set of keywords and actually market the product to both types of keywords, both types of buyer avatars, okay? And this person was getting so many more sales from these new keywords that were identified. And the only thing that I did was ask them, hey, can you explain to me the features? And I was like, well, wait a minute. Doesn't it mean that it can also be used for this purpose? And then we just put in this one image showing that, started going after those keywords as well. And it's not going to happen for every product, but it did for this. So also identifying where they use this product could also help you to then identify keywords that you may have not thought about. So for example, if you sell a product that you think people only use for their house, you may be not even targeting in a broad campaign in your PPC the product also being used in the garden. But if you did a little bit more of research, you'll understand, hey, wait a minute, they also use this product outside. And you didn't even use the garden or outdoor keywords because you didn't do proper research on your product, or you didn't really know where the buyer avatar can use this product. All you did was go after the same keywords that everyone else did instead of sitting down and thinking about all the different things that your product can do. Hope I'm not babbling on and you guys are getting what I'm talking about. Who am I pricing this product to? So am I targeting this to a Scrooge or a tightwad, so meaning lower price? Am I targeting this product to an average spender, which is the average price? Or am I targeting this product to spendthrift / big spender, which is a premium high quality, like the high price? Once I know who I'm pricing my product to, along with all the other information that we've spoken about, I can start to buckle down on how I will package this product, how I'll present it, what the quality needs to be like, etc. Now, of course, quality always needs to be number one. But putting quality on the side, when we're talking about understanding the pricing of the product, I have like a whole video on this somewhere on my YouTube channel, or maybe I've also spoken about it on seller sessions. I can't remember. I'm not going to go on about the 3 different types of buyers, but I will say that, for example, one of my brands is more or less exactly the same type of products that other people are selling, but the main differentiation is that our brand is a luxury brand for the specific brand, that it's a beauty brand. And the main things here is that we're not trying to sell the $15 products that everyone else is. We're selling the $30+ product, which is twice as much as the other sellers, because ours, we've always gone after the people that are willing to spend more money. So our branding is with really like luxurious metallic golds and metallic pink and blacks and whites and very premium looking type of colors, whereas the other sellers that are selling the lower price are more like healthy type of colors as well. And that is who I was pricing this brand to from day one, right? Whereas I have another brand, which is another beauty brand, to a totally different buyer avatar, where in there specifically it's the average price, because that's how this brand has always been from day one. And it's kind of no point trying to sell it at a much higher price, because those people that do don't really sell at all, right? So understanding who you're pricing your product to is something that is very important as well. Who else are the buyers? Where else are the buyers buying this product from on Amazon? So where else are the buyers buying this product apart from Amazon? Once you know where else the product is being sold, you can use this information to do further research as to differentiation, pricing, reviews, and vision, in which, for example, let's use bath bombs. If I type into Google where to buy bath bombs, the first few websites that come up are not Amazon. So for example, there is a website called lushusa.com. And if you go to their bath bombs, you will find bath bombs that don't exist on Amazon. Okay, terrible example. No one here should be selling bath bombs anymore, but not under those keywords anyway. But you get my point. When I go to their website, I can see many differentiations and styles that don't appear on Amazon. So when you understand who your buyer avatar is and where else they buy this product, that can also help you to go and look on those websites, look in those stores, wherever it is that they buy it, and what are they being offered there, and maybe that isn't on Amazon, and then you've also found a great differentiation as well. Also, ding ding, sometimes they'll be using the keyword of a brand or a place where they buy this product off Amazon on Amazon, and that brand may not exist on Amazon, and then you can target in your PPC that brand name on Amazon. Okay, so for example, in one of my niches, there is a well-known brand outside of Amazon. They don't sell on Amazon. And a lot of people are searching for that brand name specifically with the product name. On Amazon, I see it in brand analytics, and like none of my competitors are going after that keyword, but I do, and I get sales from that. So something to think about as well. We've got 2 more, guys, and then we're done. What questions are buyers asking about the product? If I know what questions buyers are asking about the product, both on Amazon and off Amazon, I can then use this information to create the best product on the market. I will find this out by reading the questions asked both on Amazon and off Amazon. A good tip would be to also use Answer the Public. Great tool to use. For example, if I see on my competitors' listings questions, or in Answer the Public or on Google, that there are repeatedly sizing questions. So people asking questions about the size of the product, then I may know that it's really, really important to have clear sizing information on the packaging or in the images of the product. If I see questions like on a product, what do you wash this product with? Then maybe it would make sense for me to include a small soap or a small washing liquid with the product, right? So when you understand what questions people are asking, it can also help you to identify certain things that are important for you to show in your images or on your packaging, or it may even help you to identify of a small little bonus or extra product that you can also have in the product in the first place. Hope that made sense. Last question, or last thing to ask yourself is, what keywords are buyers using in order to find this product? Understanding the buyer avatar and then using that with keywords is important. Sometimes you will find the keyword research will be different after you go through this worksheet. Also, are more people using broader keywords to buy the product, or are they using very specific keywords? What do they see when they use these keywords? Wow, I feel like that was so long and I spoke for so long. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. So when it comes to keywords, and I could do a whole show about how I use keywords, it's very different from what a lot of people are teaching about keywords. Most people are so laser focused only on the numbers and only on the money generating keywords, which is important because you need money generating keywords. But there are a lot of other smaller keywords that you can find as well that are buying intent keywords. And also when you're even at product research stage, you need to understand what keywords are your buyer avatars using to find this product. Now I'm trying to think of ways to explain what I'm trying to say, which is crucial without giving away somebody's product. But for example, I had a coaching call with someone the other day, and they were selling a certain type of decor product. And their differentiation made sense to a very specific type of buyer avatar. Let's just say the boho-y type of buyer avatar. And the keywords that they were going after were very generic, broad keywords that explain this product. But they weren't using the keywords that would then show the product, or the product would then be discoverable to the type of buyer avatar that he made the differentiation for in the first place. So he wasn't even going after any boho related keywords or any keywords in the places of where the buyer that he actually made the differentiation point for use those types of keywords. He was going after the really broad keywords where the buyer avatar that he originally made the differentiation point for don't even use those keywords. I hope that made sense. It made sense the way I explained it. People may have to go back and rewind that and listen to that. So understanding who your buyer avatar is and going through this whole questionnaire will then also help you to identify extra keywords or certain keywords that you may not have thought about. Because I wish I could give the exact product example on this. I can't, but I wish I could. Most people that teach keywords specifically, they just teach to go after the main bestsellers keyword. But if you made a differentiation point for a specific buyer avatar, then using what people will call the hero products or the alpha products or whatever, the best sellers, what keywords they're getting their sales from is half irrelevant to you if your differentiation is made for a very specific niche or sub-niche within that product. So it doesn't matter those keywords because you didn't make your product for those keywords. For the buyer avatars using those keywords. You made it for these extra keywords, and then some people forget to go after those keywords in the first place, but that's what your differentiation was for. So why are you going after the best sellers keywords when they're selling a different product from you ultimately at the end of the day, right? If you've made, I'm going to give I just had an example in my mind. If you made, let's just say, a cup that has a really cute panda face on it, okay? And you made that cup for the kawaii niche. Kawaii means cute in Japanese. There's like a whole thing around it on Amazon if you look at kawaii keywords. You're not going to go after the keywords for cups. You're going to go after the keywords around the people that are using the kawaii keywords because that's your differentiation point, right? So understanding who your buyer is and what keywords they use will then also help you to understand what kind of keywords to go after. I hope I explained that well. Okay, and that's today's show. I hope that this made sense for everyone. I hope that you learned something from this. I hope that you implement this. Even if you're an old school seller and you think you know it all, which I used to always think I was a know-it-all until I started learning more and more every day and realized that there's never enough learning. Stop and go back and look at the products that you sell and ask yourself these questions. Who am I selling this product to? And you may, after 2 or 3 years of selling a product, you may find that, hey, wait a minute, I missed out on this whole other niche of buyers that buy my product and I never even was able to show them my product because I wasn't even going after those keywords. Or maybe when you revisit your products and you look at who your buyer avatar is, you'll be like, hey, I never even showed that they could use this the product for this specific purpose because I never went through this list. So identify who your buyer avatar is. Know everything there is to know about your buyer avatar, and it will help you ultimately to make a listing that's made for conversion for your buyer. Okay, we want to make the right product, show it to the right buyer at the right time, right? So going through this will help you to make a listing for conversion, and it'll also help you to use the right keywords for that buyer avatar. Hope this helped. Isabella will be back on Monday. Danny will be back on Tuesday. I will be back next Thursday. I will leave this questionnaire thing in the description of today's podcast, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.